Life often feels chaotic, a whirlwind of responsibilities, expectations, and distractions. Many of us drift from one task to another, believing that success or purpose will somehow arrive if we just wait for the right moment. Yet, Viktor Frankl, a man who survived unimaginable hardships, teaches us a profound lesson. Discipline and organization are not mere habits, they are the pathways to purpose. The very act of structuring your life becomes a silent yet powerful declaration. I am taking responsibility for my existence, and I am committed to meaning. To understand this, imagine your life as a vast library, books scattered across shelves with no order. Each book represents a task, a goal, or a responsibility. Without organization, finding the right book when needed becomes stressful and exhausting. But when you impose structure, you create a system where every book has its place, every action has its time, and every moment becomes manageable. The same principle applies to our daily routines. Organizing your day, your workspace, and even your thoughts is like cataloging that library. It transforms chaos into clarity. Daily discipline is not about restriction or rigidity. It is about creating frameworks that protect your focus. Start small. Define 3 critical tasks for each day, no matter how simple. These tasks act as anchors, keeping you grounded amidst uncertainty. For example, if you wake up at 6 a.m., dedicate the first hour to reflection or planning. This is not wasted time. It is an investment in clarity. Viktor Frankl emphasizes that meaning is found not in comfort, but in commitment. Discipline transforms vague intentions into concrete actions that inch you closer to purpose. Beyond the immediate productivity benefits, daily organization significantly reduces anxiety. When your tasks, goals, and environment are structured, your mind no longer wastes energy on constant decision-making or mental clutter. This reduction in cognitive load creates mental space to focus on what truly matters: your passions, your values, and your relationships. Think of it like decluttering a room. As the space becomes orderly, you feel lighter, freer, and more energized. The same happens within your mind. Organization acts as an invisible force that clears pathways to creativity, insight, and problem solving. Another critical element is accountability. Organizing your life is not just about setting routines. It is about holding yourself accountable to your own standards. Keep a journal, a digital planner, or even a simple checklist. Review it daily. Ask yourself, did I honor my priorities today? What small actions moved me closer to my purpose? This process is a mirror. It reflects not only your achievements, but also the gaps between intention and action, allowing for continuous improvement. As we begin to implement these practices, it is essential to remember that perfection is not the goal. Life will always bring surprises, disruptions, and setbacks. The power of organization and discipline lies in your consistent effort, not in flawless execution. Each morning presents a new opportunity to impose order on the chaos, to structure your actions in alignment with your values. This daily commitment is what differentiates those who drift through life from those who navigate it with purpose. Transitioning from understanding the why to mastering the how requires us to look deeper into actionable strategies. In the next section, we will explore specific techniques to organize your life effectively, develop routines that stick, and cultivate the inner resilience that transforms simple organization into a profound source of meaning and reduced existential anxiety.
Having understood why organization and discipline matter, the next step is learning how to implement them in practical, sustainable ways. It begins with assessing your current life landscape. Ask yourself, which areas feel chaotic or overwhelming? Is it your workspace, your schedule, or your mental load? Identifying the pain points is crucial because clarity precedes change. Viktor Frankl's approach emphasizes awareness. You cannot pursue purpose if you do not understand the distractions, habits, and inefficiencies that pull you away from it. One highly effective strategy is time blocking. Instead of letting your day unfold randomly, allocate specific blocks of time for different types of activities. For instance, designate mornings for high-focus work, afternoons for meetings or collaborative tasks, and evenings for reflection and personal growth. Time blocking serves as a visual roadmap for your day, guiding you toward intentional action rather than reactive responses. It also trains your mind to anticipate and prepare for transitions, reducing stress and increasing productivity. Another cornerstone is priority management. Frankl reminds us that purpose is realized through action. Not all tasks carry the same weight, and treating every responsibility equally dilutes energy and focus. Use a simple prioritization method. Categorize tasks as high impact, medium impact, or low impact. High impact tasks are those that directly contribute to your long-term goals or personal growth. Commit to completing at least one high impact task each day. This practice ensures that every day contains meaningful progress, fostering a sense of accomplishment and reinforcing purpose. Creating an environment that supports organization is equally vital. Your physical and digital spaces influence your mental state. Declutter your workspace, organize files on your computer, and reduce visual distractions. Small changes, such as arranging your desk or setting up a designated planning area, have disproportionate effects on your ability to focus. Analogously, think of your environment as fertile soil. Without proper preparation and care, seeds of intention cannot grow. A tidy, organized environment nurtures habits, encourages consistency, and reinforces discipline. Equally important is developing reflective rituals. Dedicate time each week to review your progress, celebrate successes, and identify areas needing adjustment. Ask yourself, did I act in alignment with my values? Did I honor my priorities? Reflection creates a feedback loop, reinforcing accountability and providing insights for improvement. For example, a Sunday review session can become a powerful ritual that primes you for the week ahead, ensuring alignment between your intentions and your actions. Importantly, all strategies must be sustainable. Discipline is not about intensity, but consistency. Start with small, manageable habits that are realistic given your current lifestyle. Gradually build them up, stacking positive routines over time. This incremental approach reduces resistance, enhances motivation, and prevents burnout. Imagine climbing a staircase. You do not leap to the top, you ascend step by step. Each step, no matter how small, accumulates momentum and confidence. Transitioning from practical strategies to the psychological and emotional dimensions, we must recognize how organization interacts with purpose and anxiety. In the next section, we will examine how structured living enhances mental resilience, reduces existential stress, and fosters a mindset capable of navigating uncertainty while consistently moving toward meaning.
While mastering external organization is vital, it is the internal dimension, the psychological alignment between your actions and your values, that transforms discipline into genuine purpose. Viktor Frankl teaches that humans are not driven merely by pleasure or avoidance of pain, but by the search for meaning. Structured routines and organized systems serve as scaffolding that supports this pursuit. When your daily actions reflect deliberate choices aligned with your deeper values, life gains coherence and existential anxiety diminishes. Consider the metaphor of a ship navigating stormy seas. The external structures, schedules, routines, checklists, are the hull and sails that allow the ship to remain steady and harness the wind effectively. The internal compass, representing your values and sense of purpose, ensures that the vessel heads in the right direction. Without either, you risk drifting aimlessly, buffeted by circumstance and emotion. But when organization and purpose align, the journey becomes manageable, intentional, and ultimately fulfilling. A practical exercise to integrate this alignment is the morning intention ritual. Each morning, spend 5 minutes reflecting on the most meaningful actions for the day. Ask, which tasks will bring me closer to my long-term goals? Which actions align with my values? Write them down and approach the day as a series of deliberate steps toward these intentions. Over time, this practice reinforces the connection between discipline and purpose, training your mind to see every task as meaningful, even mundane ones. Structured living also directly reduces existential anxiety. Chaos breeds uncertainty, and uncertainty fuels stress. By organizing your life, you create predictable patterns that stabilize your mental landscape. This predictability is not rigidity. It is a framework that allows freedom within boundaries. Just as a dancer thrives within the constraints of rhythm and choreography, humans flourish when their lives are organized around guiding principles. You gain control not over every circumstance, but over how you respond, prioritizing actions that matter and releasing what does not. Furthermore, the intersection of discipline, organization, and purpose creates momentum. Completing meaningful tasks consistently reinforces a sense of competence and self-efficacy. It is like rolling a heavy boulder uphill. The initial effort is significant, but as routines solidify, momentum carries the boulder forward, making continued progress easier. Each completed task, each organized day compounds into a life that feels intentional rather than accidental. Finally, this integration of structure and meaning enhances emotional resilience. Life is inherently uncertain, and challenges are inevitable. Yet when your routines, habits, and goals reflect your core values, you face adversity with clarity. The chaos outside may be uncontrollable, but the order within becomes a stabilizing force. Anxiety loses its grip because you are not passively reacting, you are actively steering, guided by purpose, supported by discipline, and empowered by organization. Transitioning forward, it becomes clear that structured living is not merely a tool for productivity. It is a holistic system that fosters mental clarity, emotional resilience, and purposeful action. In the next section, we will explore advanced strategies to optimize routines, sustain motivation, and deepen this alignment between daily discipline and long-term meaning, transforming organized action into a life of enduring fulfillment.
With a foundation of structured living and purposeful alignment established, the next level is optimization, learning how to refine routines, maximize focus, and sustain motivation over the long term. Viktor Frankl emphasizes that meaning emerges through committed action, and optimization is the method by which commitment becomes sustainable. Without thoughtful refinement, even disciplined individuals can fall into routines that feel mechanical or uninspiring, losing the psychological benefits that make organized living impactful. A practical starting point is energy management. Not all hours of the day carry equal cognitive or emotional capacity. Observe your natural energy cycles. Are mornings when your mind is sharpest, or do you find your focus peaks in the afternoon? Organize high-priority tasks during peak energy periods. For example, if writing, strategic planning, or problem-solving requires intense focus, allocate your most alert hours for these tasks. Conversely, routine or low-stakes activities like responding to emails or organizing files can occupy lower energy periods. This alignment between task type and energy level exponentially increases efficiency while reducing fatigue. Another advanced technique is habit stacking. Habits are powerful because they automate behavior, freeing mental resources. By stacking new positive habits onto existing routines, you leverage the brain's natural associative processes. For example, if you already drink coffee every morning, pair it with a 5-minute reflection or journaling practice. This simple combination converts a neutral routine into an intentional, value-driven action. Over time, these stacked habits accumulate, creating a structure where purposeful behavior flows almost automatically. Optimization also involves removing friction and decision fatigue. Each decision requires cognitive energy, and countless small choices drain focus from meaningful actions. Streamline daily choices by standardizing routines. For instance, plan weekly meals in advance, create a consistent morning ritual, or prepare work materials the night before. Reducing minor decisions allows your mind to reserve energy for high-impact tasks and creative problem-solving. Think of it like a smartphone battery. If too much energy is wasted on background apps, the essential functions suffer. Optimization ensures your mental battery is reserved for actions that matter. Sustaining motivation is equally critical. Motivation often wanes when tasks feel disconnected from long-term goals. To counter this, employ visualization techniques. Each morning or evening, take 2 minutes to vividly imagine the impact of your daily actions on your larger purpose. Visualize completing key tasks and experiencing the resulting sense of achievement. Neuroscience demonstrates that visualization strengthens neural pathways, preparing your brain to act in alignment with the imagined outcome. This bridges intention and execution, turning abstract goals into tangible daily targets. Another essential tool is reflection combined with adjustment. Consistent journaling or weekly reviews helps identify which strategies are effective and which require tweaking. Ask questions such as, which routines energized me? Which tasks were draining without adding value? How well did my actions reflect my purpose? Reflection allows iterative improvement, transforming structured routines from static systems into dynamic processes that grow with your ambitions. This adaptive approach ensures that discipline and organization remain tools of empowerment, not sources of rigidity. Finally, incorporate micro-rewards to reinforce progress. Each completed high-priority task or habit deserves acknowledgement. These small moments of celebration release dopamine, reinforcing behavior and cultivating a positive emotional relationship with disciplined action. The goal is not indulgence, but reinforcement. Structured effort becomes psychologically gratifying, increasing consistency and long-term adherence. By integrating energy alignment, habit stacking, decision reduction, visualization, reflective adjustment, and micro-rewards, you create an optimized life framework that magnifies purpose, reduces anxiety, and makes meaningful achievement inevitable. Transitioning to the next layer, it is important to explore how these systems interact with the social and relational dimensions of life. Organization and discipline extend beyond personal productivity. They shape interactions, influence relationships, and enhance your ability to impact others while maintaining balance and mental clarity. Section 5 will examine how structured living strengthens interpersonal effectiveness and supports collective success without sacrificing personal purpose.
Organization and discipline do not exist in isolation. They profoundly affect how we engage with others and navigate relationships. Viktor Frankl's insights remind us that humans are inherently social beings, and meaning is often realized through contribution and connection. When your life is organized and your routines purposeful, you create the mental and emotional space to invest in relationships, communicate effectively, and support others without losing yourself. One key principle is availability. When your schedule is cluttered or chaotic, interactions become rushed or distracted. People perceive this tension, which can strain relationships. In contrast, a disciplined and organized individual manages time intentionally, creating opportunities to be fully present. For instance, setting clear boundaries between work, personal development, and social time ensures that when you engage with family, friends, or colleagues, your attention is undivided. This creates deeper connections and fosters trust, demonstrating respect for both your own priorities and those of others. Effective communication is amplified by structured thinking. Organization sharpens clarity, enabling you to articulate ideas with precision and confidence. For example, before important meetings or conversations, take 5 minutes to outline your key points, anticipated questions, and desired outcomes. This preparation reduces misunderstandings, prevents reactive emotional responses, and positions you as a reliable, focused individual. Over time, this deliberate approach enhances influence, credibility, and leadership capacity. Think of organization as a lens. It brings the foggy aspects of communication into sharp focus, allowing purposeful action. Another vital aspect is the alignment of commitments with values. Discipline allows you to choose relationships and projects that resonate with your purpose. Instead of overcommitting, structured routines enable selective engagement, prioritizing interactions that support growth, meaning, or impact. This principle protects against relational exhaustion and ensures your contributions are meaningful. Imagine pouring water into multiple containers simultaneously. Some inevitably remain empty. Prioritizing ensures your energy fills the most valuable areas. Structured living also improves conflict management. When internal chaos diminishes, emotional reactivity decreases. You are better able to pause, assess situations objectively, and respond thoughtfully. For example, facing criticism or disagreement, an organized mind evaluates the core message without being hijacked by anxiety or impulsivity. The result is calmer interactions, more effective problem solving, and strengthened relationships. Discipline thus functions as both a personal and interpersonal stabilizer. Mentorship and collaboration are further amplified through structured habits. Leaders and peers notice consistency, reliability, and foresight, qualities nurtured by discipline. By modeling structured behavior, you indirectly influence others, inspiring them to adopt similar practices. Collective productivity and alignment emerge organically, creating environments where meaningful work and mutual support flourish. In this sense, personal organization becomes a catalyst for broader positive impact. Transitioning from interpersonal effectiveness, the next layer involves resilience in the face of uncertainty. Structured routines, purposeful engagement, and optimized habits provide a foundation for navigating life's inevitable challenges. In Section 6, we will explore advanced strategies to cultivate mental toughness, adaptability, and enduring motivation, ensuring that your disciplined lifestyle sustains meaning and achievement even during adversity.
Life is inherently unpredictable. Disruptions, failures, and unforeseen circumstances test our discipline, organization, and commitment to purpose. Viktor Frankl's teachings remind us that adversity is not merely an obstacle, but a crucible in which meaning is forged. The ability to maintain structure and pursue purpose in the face of uncertainty defines resilience. Structured living, when combined with mental and emotional strategies, equips you to navigate crises without losing direction or motivation. The first principle of resilience is adaptability. While routines provide stability, rigidity is counterproductive. Adaptability involves maintaining core priorities while adjusting the methods or timelines to respond to changing circumstances. For example, if a critical project is delayed unexpectedly, restructure your day to complete alternative high-impact tasks rather than succumbing to frustration. Think of routines as elastic frameworks, flexible enough to bend under pressure, but firm enough to retain their shape. Cognitive reframing is another essential strategy. When challenges arise, perception shapes response. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, reframe them as learning opportunities or signals for course correction. For instance, missing a deadline can be reframed as feedback on time management, highlighting areas for improvement rather than personal inadequacy. This mental shift reduces anxiety and preserves motivation, ensuring that obstacles contribute to growth rather than eroding confidence. Stress management integrates seamlessly with structured routines. Daily rituals, meditation, exercise, and reflection buffer the mind against overwhelming pressure. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing or journaling can recalibrate emotions, restore clarity, and prevent reactive decision-making. These practices create internal stability, making external chaos manageable. In essence, discipline becomes both armor and compass. It shields against disorientation while guiding purposeful action. Building a resilient mindset also involves incremental exposure to challenges. Purposeful stress, such as pursuing difficult tasks, tackling uncomfortable conversations, or learning new skills, strengthens confidence and fortitude. By gradually expanding your comfort zone, you develop the capacity to handle increasingly complex situations without losing composure. This mirrors physical training. Muscles grow stronger under controlled strain, and the same principle applies to mental resilience. Finally, resilience is reinforced by meaning. Viktor Frankl emphasizes that purpose provides a psychological anchor in turbulent times. Structured routines, organized habits, and intentional actions are not ends in themselves. They are instruments for pursuing what matters most. When your daily practices consistently align with values and long-term goals, challenges lose their power to derail motivation. Instead, they become tests of commitment, opportunities to reaffirm your dedication to meaningful living. Transitioning forward, the next sections will explore strategies for sustaining long-term growth and fulfillment, integrating discipline, purpose, and resilience into a life that continually evolves while preserving clarity, impact, and existential satisfaction.
Having explored resilience and adaptability, the next phase of mastering purposeful, organized living is cultivating long-term growth through continuous improvement. Viktor Frankl teaches that meaning is not static. It evolves as we confront challenges, refine habits, and deepen self-understanding. True success emerges not from temporary achievements, but from consistent progress, reflection, and the integration of lessons into a coherent, structured life. Continuous growth ensures that discipline and organization remain relevant, effective, and aligned with evolving goals. One foundational principle is lifelong learning. Structured routines should include intentional time for acquiring knowledge and developing skills. This can take multiple forms: reading, online courses, mentorship, or hands-on practice. For example, dedicating 30 minutes each morning to a skill relevant to your career or personal aspirations reinforces both discipline and purpose. Over months and years, these incremental investments compound, enhancing competence, confidence, and the ability to tackle complex challenges. Knowledge is the fertilizer of purpose. Without it, even the most organized routines risk stagnation. Another critical strategy is feedback integration. Constructive feedback, whether from mentors, peers, or self-reflection, illuminates blind spots and guides refinement. Establish a system to collect and review feedback regularly. For instance,
After completing a major project, take time to analyze what went well and what could be improved. Maintain a journal or digital document to track insights over time. This practice transforms experience into actionable wisdom, enabling continuous evolution of routines, strategies, and priorities. Feedback becomes a compass, keeping your actions aligned with purpose and effectiveness. Goal recalibration is also essential. Life is dynamic, and so are personal ambitions. Structured living must incorporate periodic evaluation of objectives to ensure they remain meaningful and achievable. Quarterly or monthly reviews help identify which goals continue to resonate with your values and which need adjustment. Consider creating a goal matrix. Categorize objectives as short-term, medium-term, and long-term. Then assess progress and alignment. This proactive approach prevents wasted effort, reinforces focus on high-impact actions, and maintains the connection between discipline and purpose. Equally important is the integration of creative experimentation. Organized routines should not become rigid cages. They must allow space for innovation, curiosity, and exploration. For instance, allocate time each week to try new approaches, brainstorm solutions to persistent challenges, or pursue creative projects unrelated to immediate goals. This flexibility fosters cognitive agility, sparks new ideas, and prevents stagnation while still benefiting from the structure and focus cultivated in other areas of life. Another dimension of growth is self-awareness. Deep reflection on thoughts, emotions, strengths, and weaknesses enhances decision-making and reduces reactive behavior. Techniques such as journaling, meditation, or guided self-assessments help cultivate insight into patterns that either support or hinder progress. Self-awareness ensures that structure is applied intelligently rather than mechanically, aligning habits and routines with authentic values and aspirations. Finally, celebrate incremental wins. Recognizing progress, no matter how small, reinforces motivation, strengthens discipline, and validates your path. Each task completed, each routine maintained, each lesson integrated builds momentum toward long-term growth. Imagine life as a mosaic. Each small, deliberate action contributes to a larger, meaningful picture. By consciously acknowledging these contributions, you reinforce the connection between effort and fulfillment, ensuring that structure, discipline, and purpose continue to propel your life forward. Transitioning from personal growth to external influence, the next section examines how organized, purposeful living allows you to inspire, lead, and create impact in your community and professional environment. Section 8 will explore strategies for turning disciplined action into meaningful influence without losing focus on your own values or objectives. Organized and purposeful living is not only a personal advantage, it is a platform for influence and impact. Viktor Frankl emphasizes that humans find profound meaning through contribution, and structured action amplifies your ability to positively affect others. By aligning daily routines, habits, and goals with both personal values and social responsibility, you position yourself to lead, mentor, and inspire without sacrificing clarity or focus. Influence, when built on discipline and purpose, becomes both sustainable and meaningful. One of the primary mechanisms of influence is consistency. People trust and follow individuals whose actions are predictable, disciplined, and aligned with their stated values. For example, a leader who consistently prioritizes punctuality, preparation, and respectful communication establishes credibility that extends beyond words. Structured routines act as a visible manifestation of internal principles. Over time, consistency cultivates reputation and authority, allowing your influence to grow organically within your personal and professional circles. Mentorship is another powerful avenue. Organized individuals have the mental bandwidth to invest in guiding others. By sharing insights, frameworks, and strategies for structured living, you multiply the impact of your experience. Mentorship can take multiple forms: formal coaching sessions, casual advice, or leading by example. Each act of guidance reinforces your own habits while helping others achieve clarity, purpose, and efficiency. Consider it a feedback loop. Supporting growth in others enhances your own discipline and understanding of meaningful action. Structured living also enhances problem solving and decision-making in collaborative environments. When internal organization reduces cognitive load, you approach challenges with clarity, creativity, and patience. Colleagues and collaborators naturally gravitate toward individuals who maintain composure under pressure, analyze situations strategically, and execute plans effectively. By modeling these behaviors, you inspire others to adopt disciplined approaches, creating collective improvement and fostering an environment where purposeful action is normalized. Additionally, aligning influence with values ensures impact is authentic rather than performative. Contribution is most meaningful when it reflects deeply held beliefs rather than external expectations. For instance, choosing volunteer initiatives, professional projects, or social engagements that resonate with your principles ensures that your influence benefits both others and your own sense of purpose. Authenticity enhances credibility, strengthens relationships, and fosters sustainable engagement in all areas of life. Another technique is scalable systems. To maximize influence without losing focus, develop structured methods that can be replicated or delegated. Document processes, create guidelines, or develop tools that others can use. For example, if your productivity system has transformed your workflow, sharing a clear template or step-by-step guide allows peers or mentees to implement similar habits efficiently. Structured systems multiply impact while preserving personal bandwidth for high-priority activities. Finally, balance influence with self-care. Discipline and structured living do not justify overextension or neglecting personal needs. Sustainable impact arises from a foundation of mental clarity, emotional resilience, and purposeful action. By maintaining your routines, reflection practices, and energy management strategies, you ensure that your influence remains effective without causing burnout. In this way, organized living becomes a multiplier for both personal fulfillment and meaningful contribution. Transitioning from external impact to long-term legacy, Section 9 will explore how disciplined routines, purposeful living, and sustained influence culminate in creating a life that leaves enduring meaning. An existence remembered not merely for achievements, but for the depth of intentional impact on oneself and others.
The ultimate payoff of structured, purposeful living is legacy, the lasting impression of your choices, values, and actions. Viktor Frankl teaches that humans are driven by the pursuit of meaning, and legacy represents the enduring manifestation of that meaning. When disciplined organization and intentional action are consistently applied, you cultivate a life whose influence extends beyond immediate results, creating patterns and impact that persist long after individual actions are complete. A foundational principle is value-driven prioritization. Legacy is not measured by quantity, but quality, the alignment between what you do and the principles you uphold. Each decision, task, or project is an opportunity to reinforce core values and contribute to a larger purpose. For example, dedicating time to mentoring, ethical leadership, or meaningful creative endeavors ensures that your life narrative embodies integrity, impact, and deliberate action. These cumulative choices become the threads of a lasting tapestry, reflecting a life lived intentionally. Documentation and storytelling amplify legacy.
Organized individuals often leave records, journals, writings, systems, or teachings that preserve lessons and insights. Sharing your experiences, successes, and failures with clarity and structure ensures that others can learn from them. This not only extends your influence, but also provides a reflective mirror for personal growth, allowing subsequent generations or peers to engage with your journey, adopt strategies, and gain inspiration. Think of it as planting seeds in fertile soil. Your structured wisdom grows through the actions of others. Mentorship and community engagement serve as living extensions of legacy. Structured routines free time and mental bandwidth to invest in guiding others, teaching skills, or supporting initiatives aligned with your values. These contributions multiply impact exponentially. The habits, knowledge, and resilience you instill in others perpetuate long after your immediate efforts conclude. Legacy, therefore, is not only about personal achievement, but about creating systems and relationships that propagate meaningful influence. Consistency over time solidifies legacy. One-off achievements or a sporadic effort rarely leave enduring marks. Instead, the disciplined application of structured habits, purposeful actions, and reflective practices ensures that the impact is cumulative. Imagine life as a stone carving. Each disciplined action chips away at the raw material, gradually revealing a coherent and meaningful sculpture. Over decades, even small intentional actions compound into profound, recognizable contributions. Finally, resilience ensures that legacy persists through adversity. Life will present challenges, failures, and disruptions, but disciplined, purpose-driven routines create a foundation that sustains action. By modeling perseverance, adaptability, and ethical consistency, you leave not only tangible results, but also an example of how to navigate life meaningfully. The intersection of organization, purpose, and resilience becomes the blueprint for enduring influence, a life that inspires, teaches, and continues to impact beyond personal existence. Transitioning forward, the next sections will examine practical tools and advanced exercises to reinforce legacy building, maximize structured impact, and ensure that disciplined living remains sustainable and deeply meaningful for both personal fulfillment and collective benefit.